Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and on this episode we will be looking at Karbach's Mother and Lager Munich Dunkel. So this is their one of their seasonal beers for fall, and it's 5.8% alcohol by volume, and this was canned on October 13th. This is one of my favorite Karbach brews, and Karbach has been getting a lot of flack lately because they were bought out by Anheuser-Busch. So there's been a lot of course, locals that support craft beer that are now, I guess, boycotting them due to the fact that they're now owned by AB InBev. So, I get both sides, but I still enjoy the beers. I still buy Goose Island, Bourbon County type stuff, and so as long as the beer is good, in my opinion, I'm gonna drink it. So anyway, that's just my little spiel on it. But so had Mother and Lager quite a few times. This is one of my favorite Karbach beers. I think it's one of the perfect fall beers. And so let's get into it and I'll let you guys know what I think. Excuse me. So this is a Munich style Dunkel. Means that it is going to be it's a German style lager, and typically they have this kind of a toasty, nutty, toffee, caramel maltiness to them that I think is great for this time of the year, especially when it gets I like when it's a little colder, and it's still kind of warm here in Houston, but we had a few cold days. Anyway, so it pours out a dark brown, very, very dark, kind of a red amber hue to it. It's got this kind of light tan head, and looks like a Munich Dunkel. So check out the aroma. So getting big cola notes, a nice nuttiness, kind of like this pecan type thing going, and it's very toasty. Getting the caramel, getting the toffee, but really it's like the cola, pecan, and toastiness is really what I get a lot of out of this beer. Being, excuse me, lager yeast strain is going to be a bit fruitier, so I do get kind of that fruitiness. That kind of like almost fruity pebbles type thing, Yeah, but smells pretty good, so check it out. Cheers. So pick up a bit more of the malt on the flavor. You're still getting those cola notes, but I get a lot more of that kind of nuttiness, that toasty, toffee, kind of pecan type flavor going. Getting the caramel a little bit more. But I like that kind of toastiness that this beer really has. It has that sweetness for the style, but it's got that kind of toast that sort of keeps it in check. I wouldn't say it's bitter, but it kind of balances out the sweetness in a certain sense. I think the carbonation is, of course, spot on for the style. Body is more of a medium, maybe medium light. Yeah, maybe a medium light, but it feels kind of full. There's not any real bitterness to speak of, but there's enough that it kind of balances out the sweetness. But the sweetness, of course, is still going to be the star of the show. It just has that toasty character that keeps it from having that kind of like candy-like type, sweetness to it, for lack of, I guess, better words. But this is definitely one of my favorite lagers out there. It's local, of course. Now it's not technically craft anymore, but still a great beer, and it's still gonna say this, still gonna say the same. They're just now gonna be able to make more of it. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see, but hey, if it next year they release it and it's the same beer and I can get it quicker. They had a bit of a kind of took them a little bit to get it out to the stores. I live northeast Houston, and they had released it. They only released it to a few stores in the Houston area, so I waited on it for a couple weeks. But hey, if it gets it up here quicker, it's all good with me. So anyway, as for Karbach's Mother and Lager, it's kind of hard for me to rate this beer because it has kind of this, it's kind of like a special place. It's kind of like Live Oak Hefeweizen. I give that beer a 5 out of 5. Is it really a 5 out of 5 beer compared to some of my favorite styles? That's arguable, I guess. It kind of holds this special place to me. And Karbach Mother and Lager is kind of the same way. I think that realistically, if you're going to rate it amongst other styles, I would probably go 4 out of 5. Really, really solid, easy drinking beer, nice and balanced. For me personally, as just thing I like to drink, I guess, it's probably more of a 4.5 out of 5 for me. Yeah, I drink this beer all the time, anytime, really. I like it quite a bit. So it's kind of up there in that sort of tier with me with Live Oak Cafe of the beers that are not hyped that I just love. There's always a few of those beers that are gonna be like that. So this is just one of them. So anyway, but yeah, awesome traditional style Munich Dunkel, nice and balanced. I would definitely check it out if you haven't had it. You like those kind of flavors. So anyway, yeah. So I mentioned quite a few videos. I kind of usually I don't know, sometimes forget talking about the brewery a little bit, but Karbach is, yes, out of Houston, Texas. So this is actually local for once. So with all that said, this has gone on quite a bit long enough. So as usual, think global, drink local, and cheers.